Hey, what is up, viewers? Nazrel fan Patrick back on our YouTube video, and this is episode 5 of Meditation Week of Isaiah. And today's verse comes out of Song 77, verses 10 through 12. And here's what it says: Then I thought to this, I will appear the years when the Most High stretched out his right hand. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. I will consider all your works and meditate on all your mighty deeds. And that's what verse means. So this morning, let's get into it. It's time for our Royal Rangers recap. The first Royal Rangers recap of 2021. And let's just get into it. John 1 is a really good verse. John 1 is the only verses I got from last night. We're going to start in John 1, and of course, we're going to start in verse 1. And it says, In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now we're going to jump down to verse 18. And here's what it says in verse 18. It reads, No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God, and is in closest relationship with the Father, has made him known. And that's all for the verse portion of that Bible study. And you guys probably, I didn't tell you, actually, I don't think I told you guys this, but this Bible study last night, basically, it was just a break. You know, last Wednesday, we finished our study on the book of Revelation, and now we got a break on Wednesday. And one of the notes that I'm just gonna tell you guys a little backstory of these notes. First of all, the verse is John 1:18, and that's where the note of no man has ever seen God. This was funny. So yesterday, if anybody had questions, they could ask Rob questions and stuff, and there were a lot of good questions. One of the questions that really interested me, or that I really liked, was it was one of the kids in the member in one of the families that was at Bible study last night, and she asked, why did Jesus turn water into wine? And it was just so interesting what she asked and stuff. There was questions about the book of Revelation. Those were amazing. And there were a lot of other great questions. What was amazing last night was this thing. So last night, we also talked a little bit about Rob told some funny stories about his late father, and one of the things that what was so funny was so I'm just gonna tell you guys this little story. So what happened was, it was Rob's late father's first time that he got to preach, and anybody that's ever had to preach for the first time, whether it was in person or whether it was online, it's a little nerve-wracking, because you don't know what's gonna happen, and it could, and and it doesn't even have to do with preaching. I mean, anybody that's trying something new, it's always nerve-wracking, because you're just so worried that you're gonna do something wrong, or you're gonna make a mistake or something. What was so funny about this one was, he said, "You're a bunch of dogs," which was hilarious when Rob said it last night, when he brought it up last night. It was hilarious. Another honorable mention, this is one of the honorable mentions. There was this one time, so Rob's late father was preaching, and what happened was, or he was actually preaching at another church, and the guy that runs the church, gave the time to him. And what was so funny was, so what he did was, he held up his Bible and said funny things and stuff, and it was so hilarious. Oh wait, wrong order. I'm sorry, guys. Actually, yeah, let's get to the. I'm gonna try that again. So, you guys probably know what happened yesterday. You guys know there was a riot yesterday at the Capitol building in Washington, and we all know what happened and stuff. But during last night's Bible study, I really liked what Rob said last night. Rob said this last night, and he was dead on when he said this. Let me read this to you. Here's what he said. He said, quote, "I was really burned today, very burned in my heart. Today, much more than I have ever been in a while. I'm very concerned. I think it's very important for the church to be careful. We need to be very careful to make sure that we are keeping our eyes on Jesus." And that's what Rob said last night. And so all you guys just joining in this morning, I'm gonna read you to all you guys just joining in this morning. I'm gonna do this again. So you guys probably know yesterday there was they were counting the votes at the Capitol building and stuff, and then there were these rioters and jerks and stuff, and they police let them in, they ransacked the place and stuff, and it was a horrible mess, yada yada yada. Of course, it had to happen, but anyways, with all the madness going on yesterday, Rob brought this up at Bible study last night, and I really liked what he said last night. He was dead on right when he said this. Let me read this again. He said, quote, "I was really burned today, very burdened in my heart. Let me try this again. I was really burdened today, very burdened in my heart. Today, much more than I have been for a while. I'm very concerned. I think it's very important for the church to be very careful. We need to be very careful to make sure that we are keeping our eyes on Jesus." And that's what Rob said last night. Like I said, he was dead on right. And now we're going to get to the funny parts. So Rob's late father, he preached for the first time at a church, I think. And what was so funny, he said, "You're a bunch of dogs." It was hilarious when Rob actually brought that up last night. Another funny thing, just another honorable mention. I don't remember what he said, but it was, I believe, the second or third. I don't know how many of time Rob's late father was preaching, but anyhow, they were preaching at another church, and the guy gave the mic to him, gave Rob's late father the time and stuff. And what was so funny was, so Rob's late father, he basically, he got up and he held his Bible up, and he said something funny. I don't remember what it was, but that was hilarious. So that's gonna do it for this Royal Rangers recap. And what I just want to leave you with today, and this is a cool verse. Proverbs 11:24 is what I want to leave you with today. Here's what it says: "One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds undully, but comes to poverty." That's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Until next time we meet again, viewers, in every way, God's way is always the best way.